Welcome to the We Win Injury Law radio show. I'm Tyler, your co-host. Wait, I'm not a co-host. I'm the host.
You are the host. I'm the co-host.
You're the... Sitting here with my co-host, Jaren, the Snow Canyon Man Sandberg. Welcome to the We Win Injury Law podcast, everybody. We are guest-less today.
I know. We've had some guests the last couple of
guests recently,
shows.
but we're guest-less. And that's for good reason. We're changing up our podcast setting. We went from our office to a different podcast room with tables, and now we're going lounge on the couches.
Yeah, a little more relaxed.
How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I have to hold the microphone now.
I know it's
funny,
and it just feels different. It's new.
But we can do a mic drop now. If there's something that's good on the podcast, full blown mic drop.
That's actually true. Is that why we're in here?
Yeah.
For the mic drops? Oh, wait.
Drop it on the couch.
Yeah. We'll do mic drops, but softly.
Soft mic drops.
Anyways, welcome to our show, and hopefully we do provide some information and some occasional tidbits of entertainment. And we'd ask that if you do like our show, subscribe and share it. Tell your friends, neighbors, family, and see if we can't get our numbers up a little bit. That'd be awesome. But we provide good information. That's the whole idea. It's because we want people to know. We want to educate people. I keep hearing from more and more people. We had Dion recently, an insurance agent. I've talked to other attorneys. I've talked to other people like in the industry, chiropractors, other pain management doctors, orthopedic. I feel like the general consensus is people just aren't educated enough.
Yeah.
About the way things work and the process of things, and across the board with that, whatever it is. And of course, we're injury lawyers, and so I just don't feel people are educated enough in regards to what to expect, what to do once they're involved in an accident, where to go, where to turn. So hopefully that's what we're doing. Hopefully we're educating people so those questions are better answered. But today we have a fun show, because today we're going to talk about some entertainment.
The Wet Bandits. It's the greatest It's the greatest, I don't know, greatest bandit gang name.
The Wet Bandits?
The Wet Bandits.
I don't know.
Or Sticky Bandits. They go by a couple.
I think they are the Wet Bandits, but I'm curious how many of you know who the Wet Bandits are. Okay, but before we go on to this,
okay,
and you're like the greatest gang name, what about the Apple Dumpling Gang? Do you know who that is when I say that?
I want to say it's like an old 1970s show.
Yeah, it's an old Disney movie.
Is that what it is?
Do you know that? The Apple Dumpling Gang?
I've heard it. Like an old. It's probably on the Disney classic section. I can't remember.
It might be a movie. But regardless, it's a movie.
Apple
It's an
Dumpling
old
Gang
Disney
might
movie.
be the best
and
name.
they were but no, the Wet Bandit is better.
Have you ever had apple dumplings?
No, we just had apple pie over Thanksgiving, but no apple dumplings.
Apple dumplings. I don't know. Neither have I. Plenty of apple pie over Thanksgiving.
But apparently dumplings are the new hot food right now. Did you know that?
Like making a comeback?
Yeah. So there's in the Aria, the casino down in Vegas, there's a super popular restaurant that's just dumplings. It's a dumpling restaurant.
Do they have apple dumplings though?
That's what I want to know.
That's what we got to figure out.
We're gonna find out. Anyways, the Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits.
Is that who they are? Is that the name?
Yeah, that's what old Harry and Marv.
Harry and Marv from Home Alone.
I love this topic because it's silly.
What are we gonna do with it? What are we doing with it?
But here's the thing. Okay, so taking one step back before we get into Home Alone, like this is something I've heard from plenty of people where you've read an article about some thief making a personal injury claim after they break their leg robbing someone's house. We've heard these claims before. So they cause outrage out there in the world. But the easy way to analyze it is Home Alone.
Yeah, I love it.
And so I guess let's start out with a couple of, and we'll see where this goes. But could Kevin's booby traps in Home Alone count as self-defense or assault? Let's start there.
So first of all, context. We're talking about the movie Home Alone. Okay, and I would
And we'll
think,
bleed into 1 and 2 because
I
they're
would
the
think-
classics.
Yeah, I would think most people know that movie, but if you don't, sweet little Kevin, Macaulay Culkin, is left home forgotten while his parents travel to France with the entire family.
Yeah.
And they're counting everybody, making sure they have everybody. They leave early in the morning. Henry, or what's it? Marv and who?
Harry and Marv.
Harry and Marv. Harry and Marv had cased the house right before
Yep.
they left.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh, this looks like a really good house to rob."
Gives the classic grin with the tooth.
With the tooth.
With the tooth.
And they were cops, right? Acting
Yep.
as cops. And then Kevin gets left home alone.
Yep.
Okay. And does Kevin he recognizes him as the cop?
Yeah. It's the tooth. He kind of like gives him a grin, I think, or
And
sees
then
him
it
in
kind
the
of does
truck.
a shine, like a ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Kevin's doing the booby traps.
So he knows they're casing the house. He does the funny, where he does the movie. One of the first ones he does is he puts a bunch of firecrackers in a pot and plays that movie
That's
scene.
right. And then he does the
And
broken ornaments under the window.
Yeah.
What else does he do? Oh, and the swinging
He does the swinging barbells,
or iron
blowtorch to the head.
blowtorch to the
He
head
does a lot of them. A lot of good booby
with
traps.
leaves, the sticky leaves.
I can't remember what he sticks to them.
It was like saran wrap or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey?
Sticky saran wrap, I think it's
Something like that. Yeah. Okay, so the question is whether that's self-defense or considered assault.
Yep.
This is like the criminal realm, so it's like a little interesting because I don't do a ton of criminal law. We've done it. It's been a long time. Self-defense has to be reasonable.
But tell me this. So you remember, as I recall, we have our defend your castle statutes, and now Kevin's age also, I think, plays a little role in it.
Yeah, because he's what? Do we know how old
I
he
think
is
in
in
the
the
movie he's supposed to be 8. I don't know how old he actually was when they made the movie, but he's supposed to be like an 8.
Do we
It's
know?
8-year-old Kevin.
8-year-old Kevin.
8-year-old
So
Kevin.
First of all, he's not a normal 8-year-old.
No.
Because what 8-year-old kid's gonna be like?
My son Jones is 7. He couldn't do Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone stuff. It's just not going to happen.
And be comfortable doing that.
No.
So he's a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Now, booby traps. This is going back to our tort law, right? Was he 9?
9 in the movie.
He was also 9 though.
Oh,
Oh, in real
9,
life he was
9 years old.
Oh, so at the time of filming, he's 9 years old.
Yeah. But I think in the movie he's supposed to be 8.
Okay, 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
What if he was 6 or 7?
The kids would lose it right now. My kids can't handle hearing those words in sequence without.
I don't get it. But anyway, I had to throw it. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
8 or 9.
8 or 9. And he does these booby traps.
We don't
okay?
mic drop on that.
So in torts, booby traps, always illegal.
Always illegal.
Always illegal.
Okay.
And this is where it's interesting is, so even in self-defense, right, I can use a shotgun in self-defense. I can't set a trap because the trap itself is always illegal. Can't have a shotgun that does the same thing if I've set it up with a wire and someone breaks in the door and it shoots them with a shotgun.
So let's talk about the classes of individuals that may come onto your property, right?
Yep.
So in this particular instance, Harry and Marv are trespassers.
Trespassers.
So there's different duties that are owed from a homeowner to trespassers. Can a booby trap? I guess if you're setting a booby trap, they're known.
Now, again, this is where if the homeowner willfully injures someone, which in this instance, that's clearly what he's
trying to do.
But
for the purpose of self-defense.
yeah, like I said, at least the argument. So again, you're sitting in the jury.
Because he was trying to make them go away and leave them alone. Hey, I'm home alone. Don't come in. Remember, because his very first thing was like,
and he does the dance around the Christmas tree.
yeah,
Remember,
so
he's pulling
trying
the
to like, hey,
strings.
the family. Because remember, that's the first time they show up.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, we thought the family had left.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was going around on the train.
Yep. Then he finally figures out that, or at least the Harry and Marv figure out it's just the kid.
Because they were at the store, remember?
Yeah.
And he was buying like toothpaste or something.
They figure out he's home alone. And so again, so you have a little bit of that, right? We have cases in the U.S. where these burglars have filed suit and won tort claims. So in this one setting the booby traps, but there is also, can Kevin as an 8-year-old have the intent to injure someone that you'd normally need on criminal charges And in most states, the answer is no. He's too young to have criminal intent. You couldn't. In most states, they have. Even you hear of teenagers getting tried as adult for murder and these different things. Typically, an 8-year-old would never would be excluded from those. You can't
unless they saw the movie.
Unless they saw the movie.
And then they're like, wait, you actually clearly did have the intent.
Okay, but could they sue Kevin's parents, the homeowner?
I think for the booby traps, they absolutely could. Yeah.
For their injuries, and their injuries extensive. Remember the iron to the face?
Iron to the face. That
It
was
looked so real.
I thought
that
it
was
real.
Hollywood movie, and even now this is the interesting one. Can you place a tarantula on someone, and like you scare them? This clearly even scares Harry.
That's assault.
Assault, right?
Assault. It's a touching.
Can't place a tarantula on someone.
I don't think so. What do you think?
I think it crosses the line.
The size of it too.
I'm terrified of spiders, though.
I don't mind spiders.
I'm not good with spiders. Like
I don't think I would have freaked out like he did with the spider, but if he had put a snake on me, I think I would have lost it.
I don't know if anyone can scream as high as he screams.
That was crazy. That was
That's
crazy.
A great scream.
Wait, let me ask you: is Home Alone on your list of must-watch Christmas movies?
Top 5.
Really? So like you watch it every year?
I think we'd watch it every year.
Really?
My kids are the right age.
You
though, where
love
that's
that
like
scream.
It's like slapstick.
Yeah, that they are.
He gets the high pitched scream.
It's a good one.
He does it like over and over again.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So wait, are the booby traps?
So I want you to.
We're talking
because we're plaintiffs' lawyers. I want you to represent Harry and Marv suing the McCallisters. Do we have the claim for against the McCallisters as the homeowner for injuring them, and their injuries are extensive?
Yeah, they created the hazard.
Created the hazard. No, so
And
it's known. It's
known.
known hazard. There's no notice because they created it.
And they are trespassers.
But even that minimum standard, maybe I cut you off a little bit, but you have people that have an invitation to your home, right? Tyler, come over to my house for dinner. That's an invitee or your neighbors. And then you have licensees, which are that second category, which are the postman has a license to come drop off packages, the utility company, firefighters entering your home. And that's the real reason behind the rule on traps, right? We don't set traps because sometimes people, if the police come to do a welfare check and the shotgun blows them through the door,
that's a problem.
Trap,
yeah,
it's a problem. So that's why the public policy against having a trap always strictly liable for injuries from traps. But then the trespasser, and here they sneak in, I think, through the side door, the basement, right?
Yep.
Clearly trespassing.
Ice on the stairs.
But you still have a duty to warn, right? There's no slip because he's intentionally dumped the water. It's not just that there's ice and he didn't.
Yeah, no, he
do
intentionally
anything to mitigate it.
He purposely did that.
Purposely did it.
That actually looked like one of the worst. Oh, and then the tar with the nails.
Oh, and he steps
on him.
Oh, and falls down the stairs.
Yeah, and falls back down the stairs. Yeah,
the tar slipping up those stairs.
So you think the McCallisters are cooked?
I think they're cooked. Now, I want you to do a short introduction to what this trial is going to preview. If you were going to do an opening statement to the jury.
I mean, that Harry and Marv are actually good people with good intentions,
and they're likable.
And they are likable. I would probably remove the gold tooth.
Yeah.
Tell them to come without. I want them to look sharp.
It did get knocked out.
Okay, so the gold tooth
replace
not an
it
issue.
not with another gold tooth.
They're gonna comb their hair, whatever hair they had left.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna say, look, we went in with maybe some nefarious ideas of robbing this sweet family.
Yeah.
We didn't know that young Kevin was home alone. Had we known, we certainly wouldn't want to put him in any sort of stress. But knowing that he was home alone, then we changed our tune, and we were really there in an effort to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
We were checking on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do we have a checkered past? Yes. Have we left water running in other homes? Possibly. But that doesn't mean that's what we were going to do here. And we never could have foreseen having to deal with a torch as we poked our head through the door to make sure that Kevin was okay. We never could have foreseen ice down the stairs. And more importantly, nails sticking up, being placed and glued in by tar. And my clients never, ever, ever could have foreseen a swinging iron that could have hit him in the face. That caused significant injury and significant damage and actually lifelong permanent injuries. One, my client will have a imprinted iron on his face for the rest of his life. Can you imagine?
Get in the face with an iron.
Can you imagine having to, like, I don't know, go to the store or go to your dentist or, I don't know, meet someone for the first time with an imprinted iron on your face? Immediately, you're like, what happened to you? Because you wouldn't know. No one would know. Unless they've seen the movie.
Well, in the second movie, do you remember he just hucks bricks? He doesn't even hide in the first one.
He just doesn't even care at that point.
Just throws bricks off the roof.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And
I think
paint buckets.
it's reckless. It's crazy. It's intentional. And that's where you have to be a little careful because as injury lawyers, you don't want reckless criminal behavior because that could potentially exclude coverage by insurance carriers. So in this regard, Kevin was just completely out of his mind, reckless. Okay.
And his parents are therefore responsible as the owners of the home.
And possibly you I don't know, it was negligent that they left him.
Well, negligent supervision, they clearly unsupervised Kevin.
Yeah, I think the McCallister says they have a ton of liability on their hands.
Okay, now I want you to predict, in light of what the defense would do in this situation, does the jury award you anything or they feel sympathy for Kevin?
The way that Kevin's likable.
Yeah.
He's filled most of American hearts with holiday cheer for since how long?
Yeah.
When did the movie come out?
Yeah, like the 90s or something.
He's pretty likable. But it depends on who shows up. Sweet Kevin McCallister, or does he show up as Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Because if he shows up as Macaulay Culkin, I don't think he was very likable. Which post Home Alone 1 through 10, post Home Alone 1 through 10, I don't think he did anything.
No.
Now that could have had an issue. There could have been drugs involved. I don't know. So it depends on who shows up to court. Child actor. It depends on who shows up to court because that's a very real issue at trial. And what people don't understand is, and in fact, I just had this conversation today, going off topic of Home Alone and the silliness that this is. I have a client that's being deposed tomorrow, and I was telling her, hey, look, a very, very important part of this deposition process is the opposing counsel. They're trying to get to know you.
Yeah.
They only know you as a claim number and what we presented to them in the form of medical bills and medical records. They don't know you. They don't know how nice and sweet you are. They don't know that. They don't know your smile, and they don't know your voice.
Yeah.
So if you come tomorrow prepared and confident and present well, which some people just can't present, let's be honest. But if you present,
you famously had a client that the first question was, state your name for the record, and said, I don't recall.
yeah, I was so scared. It was like, wait, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did this just happen? But some people just don't present well, and that's a big issue because the jury has to like you. So if the jury doesn't like you, they're going to have a hard time giving you money or at least siding with you on your side of the story. So if Harry and Marv show up and they're polished, they look great, and Macaulay shows up drugged out, child actor, there's a good chance I win that case.
Now, there's so many good cases because remember towards the end of the film, the neighbor who is not likable, he's scary. Right? The guy that assaults it does smack them both with a shovel.
Yeah, that was
face.
awesome. But that was self-defense. He was protecting Kevin in that very moment. I think that's self-defense.
But he's also a trespasser in the neighbor's home.
Yeah, but I think he could be exonerated for protecting a child, a minor.
That's his. Hey, I'm protecting I've broken into someone else's house just like they have. And Kevin actually broke into that house.
He was in imminent risk of serious bodily harm and injury.
So he's protecting him.
So I think he was protecting. I think self-defense would
because weren't they going to cut his finger off and hit him with an iron? They were actually in the process of threatening him.
Yes. So I think he's exonerated. He's good.
Same with what about Pigeon Lady?
That she's so sweet.
Where she throws all the pigeon feed all over him. And then they get accosted by hundreds of pigeons.
Same thing. Self-defense. That was when they were about to grab him in the park.
And then he lights off fireworks.
Wait. He had already established a relationship with Pigeon Lady at that point, hadn't he? Kevin?
Yeah. She was protecting him. Yeah.
But she was protecting him in that very moment.
Okay, now what about Hotel Concierge versus Kevin? Do they have a claim against Kevin or his dad? Because that's whose credit card was used for the room.
That's right.
Because they scare the crap out of him. And I feel like he's just trying to get payment. Or not payment, but they're trying to catch Kevin, who's stolen his dad's credit card. And remember, Kevin even lied into the little, it's not a Walkman, but whatever they called those where you could talk into it.
That's right.
So the concierge.
I think you have an argument for again, it's different because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he had the intent.
Yeah. So if that now would a potential work comp claim, right? Because the concierge is on the job.
Did he get hurt? I don't remember.
At least PTSD scared him. Because he does the filthy animals scene.
Oh, okay.
Scares them that they're getting shot at and they're on the hallway.
Yeah.
They're telling people to get back in their rooms.
But with PTSD, you gotta there has to be symptoms that present, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he might have a claim.
That one might be the better claim.
And I think he's got a better claim with work comp.
Yeah. There was the Plaza Hotel, remember? Trump actually makes
right.
I think Trump makes an appearance in that one, I think. And credit card fraud on Kevin.
Yeah,
remember the bill got racked up?
Yeah, Kevin thought he was being funny, but he actually subjected his parents to a lot of issues.
Yeah, a lot of liability.
What else we got?
Let me see if there were some others.
I don't know.
Airline negligence. When they route Kevin to New York instead of Florida, they allowed a minor to get on an airplane unsupervised.
When was that second or third movie?
That's the second one.
Oh, the second movie.
Because that's how he ends up in New York and
Gotcha.
not in wherever they were going.
Gotcha. I don't remember honestly. If you asked me anything about the second, third movie, I wouldn't know.
The second one, he's following his parents. He's actually at the airport, but then follows the wrong dad. Guy has a trench coat, looks like his dad.
I vaguely remember
Then he
that.
gets sent off to New York.
Yeah, and that's all. This is all pre 9/11 too, I think, right?
Yeah, because they route Kevin to New York instead of Florida. I think the McCallister have a negligence claim against the airline, shipping a minor.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Yeah,
that one would be a good one.
What do you get? You get like a trip credit or a refund? Or
it depends how much they give you, because they got to give you a lot of points. Their point system, I feel like it's 10,000 points. Sounds like a lot, and it's not that much.
No,
they've really kind of made that seem inflated.
Yeah, I agree with
the inflation on flight points and hotel points is insane.
I don't know Home Alone 2 or 3, to be honest. Were there more than 3?
The third one doesn't have him in it.
Oh,
he's just in the first 2.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
they were both.
So yeah, I would say I would say, look, to cap this all off, I would say there might be some liability.
Yeah,
I think for most homeowners, protecting your castle, self-defense is totally a legitimate defense and a totally reasonable thing to do. When you hear these articles or press releases about something like that happening and then actually having a claim against the homeowner, I don't think you feel like, I don't think that you actually hear what actually happened.
Yeah, you're hearing almost like the defense spin
that
of why you should be outraged.
Or all we've heard is that there's been a claim filed.
Yeah.
You don't actually hear that the claim's been denied.
Or even if they got a verdict, was it appealed and then settled for way less?
Today we had
it's the McDonald's case.
We had a conversation today with an adjuster where our client was rear-ended, and then their client was saying that no, it was like a side swipe, and so then it denied, putting 60% of the fault on our client.
Which in Utah, if they put any more than 50%, it's a denial.
There's no claim. It's a denial. So they basically denied the entire claim, saying that our client was 60%. And she's like, well, Mr. Todd, I'm accepting 40% for my client. And I'm like, my client was rear-ended. So, no, we're not accepting that 60% apportionment. We're going to file a lawsuit and just tell your insured that we're coming.
So in the Home Alone context, even if they may have a claim under the law, the jury probably apportions them.
There's going to be an apportionment. So if you're the defense in that case, you're definitely saying, okay, we recognize that there's booby traps, maybe strict liability. Okay, we know that there were some hazardous conditions created by the homeowner and or, bueno, the son.
Yep.
Did I just go to
You
Spanish?
just went into Spanish mode. That was
Some words just come out in Spanish. It just, I don't know.
it came right out.
It just comes out. I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyways.
Yeah, get back to the serious topic of Home Alone.
Okay. Sorry. I don't even know what I was saying.
We got too sidetracked by you going into Spanish.
How do I go to Spanish? It just comes out.
For those listening to the podcast, if you didn't know, Tyler speaks Spanish with our clients. So
One of my conversations today was in Spanish. Maybe that's still on. I don't know. Anyways. So I would say there would be an apportionment issue. Yep. And I think we'd have to, if I were representing Harry and Marv, I'd have to tell those guys, hey, there's a chance we get a portion fault and you could lose.
yeah. Now there's some jurisdictions like New Mexico and some of these where you can recover even if you're 90% at fault, that you can still recover 10%. And that's typically a reduction done by the judge. So if the jury awards $1 million, but you're 90% responsible in that jurisdiction, you'd still get $1 million.
Right.
Or 100,000.
100,000 of the million.
Of
right.
the million.
Correct.
But in Utah, if you're more than 50% at fault,
It bars recovery.
And a lot of some states, I think there's 4 of them, pure. If you're even 1% at fault, cooked.
You're done.
You get no recovery.
And I don't know what the state of Illinois is.
Yeah.
And that's where
The first one is.
allegedly took place.
And the other one's New York.
Because
So-
Chicago, right? There's
Chicago and New York. So
Right.
big jurisdictions.
So
Now, you might be able to get a jury pool in some of those. You get a favorable jury. In New York, you might be able to. You get everyone off for a cause that hates burglars and
how
trespassers.
do you see it coming down?
How much do you watch that movie and do you like Macaulay Culkin or do you actually like Harry and Marv more?
No, because Kevin is awesome.
He's a cute kid, but those guys are great in the movie.
They're funny, but I don't like them.
Yeah.
And all the booby traps are pretty clever.
Crazy to see the guy that plays Harry or Marv, whichever, go from Joe Pesci go from like Goodfellas.
Yeah. But he was great in that movie. That's one of his best movies. I think if you think Joe Pesci, you think of Home Alone.
Yeah. He'll never be
name
able to.
another movie. My Cousin Vinny?
There's not really.
Is that what it is? My Cousin Vinny?
And Marv is in. There's a baseball one that Marv's in that he was pretty funny, where he's like the like equipment coach. I think it's like either Angels in the Outfield or Rookie of the Year.
I can't even tell you another movie that Marv's in.
It's Rookie of the Year. Marv's in it. And
Okay.
I've only seen that because my kids are in it.
Oh, really?
But he's the equipment guy and he gets wedged between 2 doors. It's the same type of humor from Home Alone.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. What's his thing?
Yeah.
That's what Home Alone's one of the best movies ever. So
Classic movie.
I
think Harry and Marv don't.
They
I don't think
likely
they prevail.
Don't prevail. Just because of the apportionment issue.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Now, maybe a bench trial, maybe a judge. If it wasn't in front of a jury, maybe a judge goes strictly by the law. They can recover.
Possibly.
But if you're the defense, you want a jury.
It'd be interesting. I think you take this to a jury. But then again, like we said, Harry and Marv are pretty likable. And it just depends on how Macaulay shows up.
Yeah.
Is Kevin?
Because a lawsuit would take 4 or 5 years. By the time he's into his teens,
He's cooked.
he's cooked. He wasn't as likable when he's going through his, what do you call it, celebrity, child celebrity.
Yeah, he really
Drug
had some
phase.
struggles afterwards. I think he's doing much
His
better.
brother's having a resurgence.
Yeah, his
though.
brother's doing great.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forget what his last name.
Curran?
Curran? Is that what it is?
Kevin McCallister? I don't know. Anyways, that's what I would say, you guys. I think if you're a homeowner, I think you have to make sure that you are being mindful of obviously known hazardous conditions. If you are doing any sort of digging in your home or around your home,
Or laying booby traps.
or laying booby traps, and know, and that kids may be coming around and or burglars that have cased your home, and so you're going to recognize them and they're coming, you may have some liability.
Yeah. And
Okay.
don't leave your kids this holiday season. Try not to leave them alone.
But if you've done something that's been in your backyard and you've covered it and you think you've taken some preventative measures, but for an unknown trespasser comes in and tries to break into your home, I think you're going to be excused of liability.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're on the hook for that. And if you're protecting your home and it's reasonable, because force and means have to be reasonable, if it's reasonable, I think you're going to be off the hook for that too, for any injuries you may cause to any sort of burglars or Harry and Marvs.
Yeah.
Not trying to freak anybody out if you're a homeowner and be like, wait, I might actually have liability. Chances are you're not taking the measures that Kevin went through or went to. But for the most stuff that we all do, whether you have a gun in your home or whatever, you can defend your castle and you can protect your family. So I think we're okay there. Yeah. Hopefully that was mildly entertaining and at the very least helpful. Yep. So we want to make sure everyone stays safe and has a very, very happy holiday season. And this because last year at the same time I was falling off my roof.
Yeah.
So it's a miracle that I'm here today because we had a neighbor recently that wasn't so lucky falling off his ladder. Super sad situation. So
every time I'm feeling sad, I actually go rewatch that video.
It's hard not to laugh, to be honest.
Is it hard to watch? Like, removed a year now, could you watch it again? And
I was watching it in the moment, but now I watch it, I'm like, oh my gosh. I just feel lucky because it could have gone horribly wrong. So be safe out there. And so that's what we want to make sure that everybody is aware of. Be safe, be smart, don't get on ladders, and don't booby trap your home. Anything else you want to add?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
With that, see you guys next time.